Tyler "The Wrist" Reggiano,
The world's most famous bartender.
living legend, and has taken the art of professional bartending to a whole new level.
A cultural icon,
He's made it a global phenomenon.
adored by millions. The music industry touted him as the next Rick Astley.
The global ambassador of wine and spirits.
He crosses paths with financial marketing wizard Benson Cohen under serendipitous circumstances. Tyler's innate charisma and gift for creating unprecedented cocktails, complemented by Benson's background in business and physical training, led to the formation of the Lychee Cohesive.
These liquid dreamers, beverage sorcerers, took the craft to heights that no one could ever imagine.
Then, some bad stuff happened. Is the jigger up for Tyler Reggiano?
When he hit the ground, it was like time stopped.
I did not trip Tyler, nor have I ever tripped anyone in my whole life. He's like a brother to me.
But isn't he holding you back from the suit?
I, Tiffany Patricia Hillsbury, will sit down with Tyler, who will be giving his first interview since the Tripgate debacle and his shocking decision to leave the Lychee Cohesive. We'll finally get a glimpse into Tyler's hidden past, where I'll attempt to uncover the origins of his mysterious 25-year hiatus.
Right here. This is where I set up my first bar. It was actually a lemonade stand.
Discuss his feelings on the looming threats made by rival drink slinger Christos. And last but not least, talk about his bold, some say questionable, foray into the world of pop music.
It's no surprise to me that Tyler's segueing into the performance world. The man has a fluidity behind the bar unmatched by any other man. And that's a lot coming from me.
At the age of 8 years old, he achieved a PhD in beverage modification.
We were at this birthday party, and Tyler has no interest in hanging out with the other kids or going in the bouncy castle. Instead, he goes off on his own and starts setting up a satellite bar and serving cocktails to everyone. And within a few days, all the parents in the neighborhood start calling him up and booking him for their dinner parties and private events.
Shortly after, Tyler set a lemonade stand revenue record, and then out of nowhere, he walked away from it all.
The legend is that Benson Cohen retires from professional bodybuilding to become a mathematical economics professor at Columbia University. Meanwhile, wayward, rebellious Tyler Reggiano happens to be a janitor at that same university and sees a mathematical equation written on the wall. Overnight, Tyler alters the equation, creating an unprecedented beverage paradox modification process. Benson tracks down Tyler. They become best friends, patent the formula, and this formula was so powerful it could have saved the rainforest. Luckily for us, they decided to use it to create magical, mind-blowing adult beverages that help you forget about the rainforest.
So yeah, we had a monopoly on this beverage modification market. There was only one place left to dominate: the world of Major League Mixology. Tyler here can follow my training regimen, obey my curfew, breaking down this reign of the current mixology champion, Dark Mark. Will be swift, and the Lychee Cohesive will continue to grow at an exponential rate.
Damn, Tyler! What the hell's the matter with you? You think this guy cares how exceptional your three-point hold is? He's so dark and stormy, people won't even approach his bar and ask him for a drink.
I'll come up with another drink and you can market it.
No! There is no other cocktail! There is no other cocktail! There is no other cocktail!
I'm afraid. All right? I'm afraid, okay? It's the only thing I know how to do in my life, and it's not enough. All right?
Benson believes in you. I believe in you. But you have to believe in yourself.
How'd you get to be so tough, huh?
So I'm in love with a bartender.
Mark's proportions are too dark. He's been disqualified. He's done. Dark Mark's reign of behind the bar intimidation is over. Tyler Reggiano has shocked the world. Not only is Tyler a beverage genius, he has now proven that he can also sling with the best. He is the real deal. Tyler shakes excellence, jiggers perfection, and has now poured glory.
The way he pushed the glass over the bar to me.
Can I get that reg?
Was.
I'm just kind of like, what is your secret, Tyler?
I listen.
I used to cut his hair for years.
I take the other person in.
I wish he would take me on the road with him.
I know exactly what they want to drink. I recently created an aperitif that stops divorce.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Because of Tyler's broad thinking and barrier-breaking mixology skills,
I'm impressed.
the gender gap just doesn't exist anymore.
Cheers.
Even though it is one of his best cocktails.
With Tyler and Benson at the top of their game and the Lychee cohesive stock continuing to show astronomical gains, the question is, where do they go from here?
Since this was going to be my first hit single off my first ever highly anticipated first album, I needed to be in capable hands. We were able to get world-renowned music producer Mac Consigliere Esposito.
Let's go beyond the bar. That's right, Grandma. Even you can be a great bartender. Even you can be a world mixology champion if you put those chips down. I said, put those chips down. Shake. What'll it be?
What it will be.
Shake. Come on, shake. Fantastic. Maybe you can be the one to bring down Tyler from his throne.
There have been rumblings overseas about this very young man who apparently has changed the perception that we have of bartending. Matter of fact, he doesn't even call it bartending. He calls it, quote, a necessary survival skill. His name is Christos, I think.
Land ahoy, Christos is here.
Disgusted with the pageantry and celebratory attitude this country has towards, as you say, bartending.
And he's already challenged Tyler to a shake-off, which hasn't been seen since the bathtub gin conflicts of 2008.
Benson is willingly exposing a classified training regimen to the public.
Growing up as a boy, we had to learn how to make a cocktail because, for passion.
A guy of your stature would deem this newsworthy, this Christos.
To feed our families.
Tyler's camp hasn't yet answered the call.
This Christos. What is it? I don't care what his name is.
Tyler is singing and dancing his way into our hearts. Domestic and foreign markets cannot be reacting well to all of this chaos.
Well, Cornell, let's call this highly entertaining chaos.
Breaking news. If this is true, this is big. The Lychee Cohesive has disbanded. They're finished. The Wrist has just announced his partnership with Benson Cohen is over.
Ah! I can't believe this! It's a tough time. It's a difficult time.
They're both being very cryptic on what led up to this, but the public is deeply affected nonetheless.
Fortunately, people are still drinking.
People are still drinking, but they are becoming more violent and angry.
Benson Cohen is reportedly furious over Tyler's sloppiness and disregard for his training methods, vowing to seek vengeance in some fitness business savvy way.
We haven't seen this type of behavior in years.
Oh, I mean, I have.
Who got this guy? Like, whose friend is he?
It seems the dissolution of the Lychee Cohesive has started to take its toll. As of recent months, critics are calling him sanctimonious.
What?
Volatile.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
And the last thing a bartender wants to be described as clumsy.
I was there that night to celebrate. I got some pretty big news that day. I was accepted to Ivy League bartending school.
Well, I was at the bar.
I felt like this pushing sensation that was pushing me out the door.
It's my neighborhood, man. It's my place. It's where I'm at all the time.
I wasn't there. It was definitely around 11 p.m.
1 a.m.
I'm sorry, all this stuff is just kind of...
My horoscope said something would happen anywhere from 2 p.m.
Just coming back.
To 2 a.m.
I wasn't there. I wasn't at the bar. But Kelly,
Tyler,
Call him the wrist.
and his bar back, Frankie, walked in.
Frankie Blanco,
7 p.m.
my favorite.
to 11 p.m.
We're all sitting there, and he turns to Frankie,
Because before I got to the bar, I passed a 7-Eleven.
and he says, grab the jalapenos, black currant extract, firework. We're like, is he really gonna guest bartend tonight?
The drink stays.
That's when it happened.
As soon as I saw him, it was like slow motion.
It was just very hard for me to see Tyler go through something like that.
I felt physically in danger.
Why would Frankie trip him? That makes no sense. Look, Tyler is not as coordinated as you think he is.
The bar was silent.
Let's talk about Tripgate.
Tripgate, yeah. And you want to talk about me possibly tripping behind a bar.
This is something you've never done before, so...
I've also never started my own music video. I've also never designed my own fragrance. Bartender, Dior, George, Door.
And I thought we were going to talk about some of these exciting new opportunities
You've agreed
that I've
to
been doing
talk
for
about
myself.
everything.
But if you want to go on hearsay, you've never tripped before?
No.
Constructing a high-velocity citric lemonade cocktail at a young age was really just an excuse to get out of the house that day with all the fighting that was going on.
You left a tremendous amount of pain at that lemonade stand as a child.
I did. I give it to him and he'd taste the drink and he'd spit it out. Guess I didn't realize how much was still there. And he'd say, "Do it again, boy. Do it again until you get it right."
Do you think there's a correlation with the feelings towards your father and you recently parting ways with Benson Cohen?
Failure!
Tyler?
Do it again until you get it right.
Speak
It was
to
gonna
me.
be too sweet if we put that in there.
Tyler, we need to address the fact that Benson Cohen, who's been by your side since the beginning, will not be training you for your bout against
Yo,
Christos.
Listen, babe, all right? All cowboys have daddy issues, all right?
Tyler Reggiano, there's no place for him in this world.
Tyler, I'm concerned.
Yeah?
Pundits say that this matchup against Christos will be your most difficult yet. I mean, he has a cool accent,
I will use excessive force.
a smooth demeanor when he's mixing drinks. Harkening back to your younger days, I mean, how are you going to remain victorious against a challenger of this magnitude?
I'm fine. I got this.
Without your father, I mean, are you okay? Your mentor. Hello?
Nothing is real if you don't believe in who you are.
His time has passed.
Why did you step away from bartending when you were a child?
Control is very important to you.
And I don't believe in myself no more.
Can you tell us what a bazonga is?
It's time he be put out to stud.
I haven't read a fucking book.
How are you going to do this on your own?
Where the fuck is everyone?
Why?
You're
What do you
scaring
want?
me.
What do you want?
Have to do with Tyler Reggiano.
Certainly is going to be interesting.
Are you okay?
What do you need? What do you need?
Hey, shut up, everybody shut up, okay?
Do you have a problem with that?
No.
Can we get some water over here?
I got you.
Someone dies.
Someone? Tyler?
He's over the hill.
Watching me bartend, they die.
Tyler? The wrist?
They die.
You like you eat it, okay? Hey, stop it.